Most people think Yemen is a place you can only see on the news, but they aren't telling you about the Manhattan of the desert, or the island that looks like it belongs on another planet. If you think you know what this corner of the Arabian Peninsula looks like, prepare to be completely wrong. Yemen is a land where skyscrapers were made of mud 500 years ago, and where trees bleed red resin. It's a place where history isn't tucked away in a museum. It's alive in the streets, the food, and the mountains. Today, we're looking at 20 incredible things to do in Yemen that prove why this is one of the most culturally rich places on the face of the earth. From the alien landscapes of Socotra to the ancient ruins of the Queen of Sheba, we are covering the must-see spots that most travelers will never get to witness. Stick around, because the bridge we're talking about halfway through this list is enough to give anyone a fear of heights. Walking into the old city of Sanaa is like stepping into a time machine that actually works. This isn't just an old neighborhood, it's one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. Imagine thousands of houses, some reaching 7 or 8 stories high, all built from dark basalt stone and burnt brick. What makes them look like gingerbread houses is the white gypsum trim around the windows. These patterns, called takrim, look like delicate lace. When you walk through the narrow alleys, you aren't just seeing buildings. You're seeing a living testament to a style of architecture that hasn't changed in over 1,000 years. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for a reason. You can spend an entire day just looking up, wondering how builders centuries ago managed to create such vertical masterpieces without a single piece of steel. If you think New York invented the skyscraper, you need to see Shibam. Located in the Hadramaut Valley, this city is often called the Manhattan of the desert. It features about 500 tower houses, all made entirely of sun-dried mud bricks. These buildings rise up to 11 stories high. Think about that for a second. Mud houses that are taller than many modern apartment complexes. They were built this way back in the 16th century to protect the residents from Bedouin raids. The streets are incredibly narrow to provide shade from the blistering sun, and because the houses are so close together, the city feels like a massive organic fortress. It is a true engineering marvel that has survived for half a millennium in the middle of a desert floodplain. Zabud is a place that feels heavy with history. It used to be the capital of Yemen and was a world-renowned center for Islamic learning for centuries. In fact, it's said that algebra was pioneered right here. When you walk through Zabud, you'll notice the architecture is different from Sanaa. The houses are typically lower and made of brick with beautiful carved plasterwork. The town is a maze of narrow streets and quiet courtyards. While it's a bit quieter now than it was in its golden age, the atmosphere is still thick with the legacy of the scholars and scientists who once walked these streets. It's a place for people who love the intellectual side of history and want to see where the modern world's math and science found their footing. Thula is one of those places that looks like it was carved directly out of the mountain it sits on. Located in the highlands, this village is famous for its perfectly preserved stone houses and its massive defensive wall. Unlike the mud bricks of the lowlands, everything here is solid, tawny-colored stone. The craftsmanship is so precise that the stones fit together almost seamlessly. Walking through the gates of Thula feels like entering a mountain fortress. You can hike up to the ancient granaries and cisterns that allowed the village to survive long sieges in the past. The view from the top, looking down over the valley and the surrounding peaks, is something you won't soon forget. Jibla is a town with a soul, largely thanks to the legacy of Queen Arwa al-Sulayhi, who ruled Yemen for over 50 years in the 11th and 12th centuries. She was a powerhouse of a leader, and she moved the capital to Jibla because of its lush surroundings and strategic location. You can visit the great mosque she built, which still stands as a masterpiece of Islamic architecture. Her palace ruins are also there, giving you a glimpse into the life of one of the most powerful women in Islamic history. The town itself is built on a hillside between 2 rivers, which is quite rare for Yemen, giving it a green, vibrant feel that contrasts with the more arid parts of the country. Jatru tour the rock palace of Dar al-Hajar. If there is one image that defines Yemen for the rest of the world, it's probably Dar al-Hajar. This is the rock palace, and it looks like it grew out of the top of a massive natural rock formation. It was built in the 1920s as a summer residence for Yahya Muhammad Hamid ed-Din, the Imam of Yemen. The palace has 5 stories, with rooms winding through the rock and up into the sky. It's a brilliant example of Yemeni architecture, featuring beautiful stained glass windows called qamaria. Walking through the rooms, you'll find hidden storage areas, deep wells cut into the rock, and balconies that offer a 360-degree view of the Wadi Dhar Valley. It is an absolute masterpiece of design and a symbol of national pride. This is not for people who are afraid of heights. The Hajjarah Bridge is a 17th-century limestone bridge that spans a deep limestone canyon, connecting 2 massive mountains. It was built by a local engineer named Salah al-Yaman to allow villagers to cross between peaks without having to descend thousands of feet and climb back up. The bridge looks like a tiny arc of stone suspended in midair. When you stand on it, the drop below is dizzying. It was also a defensive tool. The villagers could easily destroy the bridge if an invading army tried to cross. It's one of the most photographed spots in the country, and for good reason. It's a terrifyingly beautiful feat of ancient engineering. While much of Yemen's beauty is ancient, Al-Saleh Mosque in Sanaa shows off the country's modern side. Completed in 2008, it is the largest mosque in the country and can hold tens of thousands of worshippers. The scale of this place is hard to describe until you're standing in the courtyard. It features 6 massive minarets that dominate the skyline, and incredible interior work with wood carvings and sprawling chandeliers. It mixes traditional Yemeni styles with modern grandiosity. Even if you aren't interested in the religious aspect, the sheer architectural ambition of the building is worth seeing. It represents a different era of Yemeni history and stands as a landmark of the modern capital. On the opposite end of the spectrum from Al-Saleh is the Great Mosque of Sanaa. This is one of the oldest mosques in the world, with parts of it dating back to the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad. It wasn't built all at once, but grew over centuries, incorporating columns and materials from ancient Sabaean palaces. It is a quiet, spiritual place right in the heart of the busy old city. For history buffs, this is a holy grail. In the 1970s, a paper graveyard was found in the ceiling during renovations, containing some of the oldest Quranic fragments ever discovered. It's a place where you can truly feel the weight of centuries of prayer and history. Down in the southern port city of Aden, you'll find the cisterns of Tawila. These are a series of ancient water tanks carved into the volcanic rock of the crater district. Nobody knows exactly when they were first built. Some say the Himyarite kingdom over 2,000 years ago. But they were designed to catch the rare but intense rainwater that flows down the mountains. The tanks are connected by a series of channels, and when they are full, they create a stunning sight of tiered pools. They are a reminder of how precious water has always been in this region and how advanced the ancient inhabitants were at managing their natural resources. Now, we have to talk about Socotra. This island is so isolated that a third of its plant life is found nowhere else on Earth. The most famous of these is the dragon blood tree. They look like giant, upside-down umbrellas or mushrooms. The name comes from the red sap they produce, which has been used for medicine and dyes for thousands of years. Seeing a forest of these trees on the Hom Hill Plateau feels like walking onto the set of a sci-fi movie. They are iconic, strange, and beautiful. If you love nature, there is no place on the planet that compares to the alien landscape of Socotra. While you're on Socotra, you have to visit Detwa Lagoon. This is arguably one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. The water is a bright, clear turquoise, and the sand is blindingly white. At low tide, the lagoon opens up into a vast landscape of sandbars and shallow pools. You can find stingrays, octopuses, and all sorts of marine life just by walking through the shallows. It's a peaceful, untouched paradise that feels a million miles away from the chaos of the modern world. There are no high-rise hotels or crowded boardwalks here, just you and the ocean. Also on Socotra are the al-Hajar sand dunes. These are massive, white dunes that have been blown up against the dark granite cliffs by the monsoon winds. What makes this spot incredible is that the dunes sit right next to a freshwater stream that flows into the sea. You can climb to the top of the dunes for a workout that will leave your legs burning, but the view of the blue Arabian Sea meeting the white sand is worth every step. After the climb, you can cool off in the freshwater stream or jump into the ocean. It's a natural playground that shows off the island's incredible geographic diversity. The waters around Yemen, especially Socotra, are a diver's dream. Dihamri is a marine protected area with some of the most vibrant coral reefs in the Indian Ocean. Because there is very little industrial fishing or pollution here, the reefs are teeming with life. You can see parrotfish, turtles, and hundreds of species of colorful coral just a few meters from the shore. The red volcanic rocks of the coastline provide a stunning backdrop to the blue water. It's one of those places where the underwater world is just as busy and colorful as the markets in the cities. If you want to see the rugged interior of Socotra, head to the Diksam Plateau. This is the heart of the island, a high limestone plateau cut by deep canyons. It's home to the nomadic Bedouin people who move their herds of goats across the rocky landscape. Hiking here gives you a chance to see the dragon blood trees in a more rugged setting and to meet the locals who have lived in harmony with this harsh environment for generations. The views down into the Wadi Dhar Canyon from the plateau edge are absolutely massive and show you the true scale of the island's geography. Back on the mainland, the Hajjarah Mountains offer some of the best trekking in the Middle East. This region is famous for its terraced hillsides, where farmers grow coffee and khat. The mountains are dotted with fortified villages built on the very edges of cliffs. Hiking from one village to another, you'll pass through green valleys and steep ridges. The air is cool and crisp, a welcome break from the desert heat. The people here are incredibly welcoming, often inviting travelers in for tea or a meal. It's a landscape that has been shaped by human hands for thousands of years, and it's spectacular. One of the most stunning stops in the Hajjarah Mountains is al-Hajar. This village is built on a narrow ridge, and the houses seem to grow out of the cliff face. Some of the buildings are hundreds of years old and several stories high. It was a major stronghold during the Ottoman occupation of Yemen. Walking through its narrow, winding streets, you get a sense of how difficult it would have been for any enemy to capture this place. The architecture is a mix of defensive strength and artistic beauty, with intricate stonework decorating the tall facades. Kaukaban is a city built on top of a flat mountain, sitting about 9,000 feet above sea level. It served as a hilltop fortress for the town of Shibam, not the skyscraper Shibam, but a different town in the valley below. You can actually hike the ancient stone path that connects the two. Kaukaban is famous for its stunning views and its historic gates. The town has a very quiet, almost medieval feel. Standing on the edge of the cliffs at sunset, looking out over the vast plains below, is one of those top-of-the-world moments that stays with you forever. Manakah is the main hub for anyone looking to explore the Hajjarah Mountains. It's a bustling mountain town that sits on a ridge, often shrouded in clouds. It serves as a great base for trekking and is a fantastic place to experience Yemeni hospitality. The local markets are full of fresh produce from the surrounding terraces. It's the kind of place where you can spend your mornings hiking and your afternoons sitting in a traditional mafraj room, drinking coffee and talking with the locals while looking out over the mountains. Aden is a city with a completely different vibe than the northern highlands. It's a port city built in the crater of a dormant volcano. Because of its location on the sea, it has always been a melting pot of cultures. Arab, Indian, African, and European influences all mix here. You can visit the Elephant Clock, a remnant of the British colonial era, or wander through the Crater District to see the old markets. The sea breeze and the coastal atmosphere make Aden feel more open and connected to the wider world. It's a city of trade, history, and beautiful coastal views. If you travel along the southern coast, you'll find Bir Ali. This is a small fishing village known for its incredible white sand beaches and turquoise water. But the real draw is the nearby volcanic crater lake. You can climb a small hill to look down into a perfect circle of deep blue water, surrounded by black volcanic rock, with the ocean just a few yards away. It's a surreal sight. The beaches here are quiet and often empty, making it the perfect spot to relax and enjoy the natural beauty of the Gulf of Aden. Al-Mukalla is one of the most picturesque cities in Yemen. It's a major seaport where the whitewashed buildings of the old town sit right against the blue waters of the Arabian Sea, backed by jagged brown mountains. The contrast of colors is stunning. Walking along the Khawar, or the inlet that runs into the city, you can see traditional dhow boats bobbing in the water. The city has a rich maritime history and a very relaxed coastal pace of life. It's a great place to eat fresh seafood and enjoy the sea air. In the Red Sea, Kamaran Island is a hidden gem. It's a place of mangroves, coral reefs, and a long history of pearl diving. The island has been occupied by various powers over the centuries, including the Portuguese and the British, and you can still see the ruins of an old fort. It's a very flat island compared to the rest of Yemen, and its slow pace makes it feel like a world of its own. It's perfect for those who want to get off the beaten path and explore the natural beauty and quiet history of the Red Sea coast. No trip to Yemen is complete without visiting Souk al-Mil in Sanaa. The name means salt market, but you can find almost anything here. It is a labyrinth of stalls selling spices, incense, textiles, and silver jewelry. The smell of frankincense and freshly ground ginger fills the air. One of the most iconic things to see is the Janbiya section, where craftsmen make the traditional curved daggers that Yemeni men wear on their belts. Watching them work the metal and carve the handles from wood or horn is fascinating. It's a place to sharpen your bargaining skills and soak in the vibrant energy of Yemeni daily life. You haven't truly experienced Yemen until you've eaten salta. This is the national dish, and it's a bubbling meat stew served in a heavy stone bowl called a madra. It's topped with a frothy layer of hulba, which is made from ground fenugreek. It's usually eaten with giant pieces of fresh flatbread called muluwa. The dish arrives at the table still sizzling, and the combination of savory meat, vegetables, and the slightly bitter, airy fenugreek is incredible. It's a communal meal, meant to be shared with friends, and it's the ultimate Yemeni comfort food. Yemen is the birthplace of the coffee trade. The word mocha actually comes from the Yemeni port city of Al-Mocha. Yemeni coffee is famous for its complex, chocolatey, and spicy notes. But you should also try chisher, which is a traditional drink made from the husks of the coffee cherry, spiced with ginger and cinnamon. It's lighter than coffee, but incredibly flavorful and aromatic. Drinking a cup of chisher in a traditional cafe while watching the world go by is a quintessential Yemeni experience. It's a taste of the history that helped jumpstart the world's love for coffee. In the afternoons, you'll notice that many Yemeni men have a bulge in their cheek. They are chewing quat, a leaf that acts as a mild stimulant. While it's a controversial topic, it is an undeniable part of Yemeni social life. Men gather in the mafraj, the highest room in the house with the best views, to chew the leaves and talk for hours. It's where business deals are made, poems are recited, and news is shared. While visitors don't have to participate, understanding the social role of Qid is key to understanding how Yemeni society functions on a daily basis. If you are lucky enough to be invited to a Yemeni wedding, go. They are massive, high-energy celebrations. For men, the celebration usually involves traditional dances with janbiya daggers, accompanied by drumming and singing. The women have their own separate, vibrant celebrations filled with music and intricate henna designs. It is a powerful display of community and joy. The hospitality you'll experience as a guest is overwhelming, and it's a chance to see the deep cultural pride that Yemenis have for their traditions. Marib was the heart of the ancient Sabaean kingdom, the land of the Queen of Sheba. The Great Dam of Marib was one of the wonders of the ancient world, an engineering masterpiece that turned the desert into a lush garden. Today, you can see the massive ruins of the sluice gates that once controlled the water. It's a sobering and impressive reminder of the power and ingenuity of the civilizations that thrived here thousands of years ago. The scale of the stones and the complexity of the water management system are still mind-blowing today. Near Marib, you'll also find the Temple of Awan, also known as the Throne of Bilqis, named after the Queen of Sheba. This was a massive temple dedicated to the moon god, al-Makka. Today, several giant limestone pillars rise out of the desert sands, marking where the temple once stood. It is a hauntingly beautiful sight, especially at sunrise or sunset. Standing among these ancient ruins, you can feel the echoes of a kingdom that was once a major player in the spice and incense trade, connecting the East with the West. It is the perfect place to end a journey through Yemen, a land of deep history, resilient people, and landscapes that you won't find anywhere else on Earth. Check our video descriptions for the best deals in hotels and accommodation, flights, attractions and tours, travel eSIMs and insurance, transfers and airport services, trains and buses, car and bike rentals, cruises, package tours,